What's good? This your boy AJ of the Deep Thought, back at it again, once again. What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing today, man? I'm back at it again with a brand new video, man. Before I get started, you already know what it is. If you're new to my channel, you're new to the page, and you want to support me, you support the channel by hitting that like button, smashing that subscribe button. You dig me? And always remember to hit that post bell notification if you like these topics or if you like my videos. So now, what's good with it? Yes, sir. Today, I just want to talk about a subject, you know what I'm saying? I've been kind of talking about it lately, but I want to get it deep in context today. I want to talk about why does the industry cares more about clout. Why does the industry care more about clout rather than talent? You know what I'm saying? I was watching a video, I was watching some videos online and I stumbled upon a well-known YouTuber by the name of Blackie Speaks. Shout out to Blackie Speaks. He been doing the YouTube for a long, long time. He been on there forever and a day, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to that brother. He been doing this thing for a long time. And he did a video talking about, Nicki Minaj exposing the industry per se. And, I guess it's an interview and Nicki Minaj explains, why does the industry push more of clout rather than talent. They don't care about talent no more. It's all about being popular and who is the most known rather than who actually have talent, who actually have the skills to be the best in what they do. So today I just want to kind of dissect the video and give you my thoughts about how I feel about it per se. You know what I'm saying? Because, I've been talking about this subject a minute, about the industry and how a lot of your favorite artists are in the industry are pawns. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it. Always remember, man, everything that I do and use on this channel is always under the at the fair use. So all rights go to the brother Blackie Speaks in this video in his channel. You know what I'm saying? Check him out if you never haven't. So let's get into the video. Let's go.
Clip is like 5 years old, right? And it's so relevant to what the music industry is going through right now. So again, I just wanted to, showcase this clip to you, and I want to have a little conversation about it. So let's take a look at this clip together. Let's do like a little reaction, type of thing together. Let's take a look at it. And then after that, we'll talk about it.
My boss specifically mentioned that I got the job because of the certificate, and I got a 20.
Sorry, y'all. Every time, it never fails. But we finna go and get back into the video. Let's check it out.
Oh, here's the clip.
Labels do not care about talent anymore. It's about your popularity. So the music industry has changed drastically because of that. So when I was growing up, I would put on the radio and hear talented people. When you guys put on the radio now, you hear popular people, right? And that's the difference. So you gotta hold on and treasure the ones that are still here, not because of popularity alone. And I would be silly to say that I'm not here because of, popularity partially, right? Because my fans are such a powerful force. Like, they'll get something trending. I got Queen Radio now, and like we had, oh my God, that's so dope. But at the same time, I never have ever relied on that just by itself. I never relied.
That reminds me of the thing when people first saw you.
Labels do not.
Talk your shit, Nicki. Labels do not care about talent. Everything is about popularity. 5 years. She said this 5 years ago. 5 years. Now, that was relevant back then, but it's even more relevant now. Such a profound clip. The words that she said are so relevant to what the industry is going through right now. Everything we're seeing in the industry right now, how things are set up, what's being promoted, the archetype of artists, but specifically rappers, getting signed on a regular. I just can't emphasize how important what Nicki said is. Before we continue the conversation, let's talk a little bit about this clip in itself. So, like I said, it's from 2018, and anyone who remembers that particular year as it relates to Nicki Minaj, she was going through that hate train, which a lot of it was, brought up on herself. I mean, I had a lot of things to say about Nicki back then, right? Check out some of these videos, right? I made a lot of negative videos about Nicki back then. And I still stand by what I said. I still stand by my statements. I'm not going to back down from that. But that was a different era of Nicki Minaj. And I want to say that was like the most unlikable era of Nicki Minaj. Now,
let me say this before I get deep into the video. The thing about Nicki Minaj, and I've been said this, but I just started saying this in videos. You know what I'm saying? I always felt like Nicki Minaj, to me, this is my humble opinion. I don't care how no one else feels. I always felt like Nicki Minaj was used to be like the next Little Kim. You know what I'm saying? In my humble opinion. Because if you is a fan, for the Nicki Minaj fans that's out there or whatnot, if you remember when Nicki was starting to really come out, before she got signed to Young Money, before she got put on with Lil Wayne, remember, around in the beginning, she was doing a lot of dealings with Gucci. Even though she from New York by way of Trinidad, she was messing with Gucci in Atlanta. Because her real sound, you know what I'm saying? If you heard her rap prior to all this, the Barbie shit, you know what I'm saying? Her style was more like New York in a way. Then she moved, I ain't gonna say moved to the South. Well, yeah, you can say moved to the South. And she did the mixtapes with Gucci and all that stuff. She had to kind of change her sound up. But she was still dope in her making her music. So while she still had her own sound, she had to change it up so she can be more appealing to the industry. Because at that time, wasn't too many female rappers like that. And if it were, they wasn't hot, they wasn't big, they wasn't gonna blow up. Nicki was literally the only one. So she took full advantage of an industry that didn't have anything. And I get deeper into that as I watch the video. So let's go.
Nicki had the whole industry against her back then. And I remember seeing this clip floating around. And it very much applied in 2018. I mean, that's when Cardi B really started to rise in the industry, and she's a prime example of labels not caring about talent, because Cardi B has always been fueled by her popularity and not by her talent. Nobody's gonna be able to convince me otherwise on that. If it wasn't for the music industry backing her up so much, she would have never been in a position to compete with Nicki Minaj, which she really isn't. I feel weird saying that, but
And I'm going to say this here. As far as Cardi B is concerned, we all know that Cardi B was pushed. Everybody, people with a brain should know that Cardi B was pushed. Because remember, didn't nobody know nothing about Cardi B at all unless you was a fan of Love and Hip Hop, because that's where she come from, Love and Hip Hop. Then she started making music. She dropped 2 mixtapes before she dropped that Bodak Yellow song. Them mixtapes wasn't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Them mixtapes wasn't about shit. Then she dropped Bodak Yellow. All of a sudden, she blew up. She just blows up out of nowhere. Now, everybody is championing Cardi B. You dig what I'm saying? That same year, Cardi B ended up winning the Grammy for the best rap album. Is a reason why I paused. She won the best rap album at the Grammys. But yet, the year prior, another female artist, a better female artist in my eyes, Rhapsody, to me had one of the best albums of that year, the year before. She got beat out by Kendrick Lamar and others. And I felt like she had the best album. Meanwhile, they pushed Cardi B to win that. Now, again, Cardi B, they've been pushing her ever since she took off. Hell, I think she got a song that went diamond or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So that shows you the shift of what they was doing for Nicki into now they doing it for Cardi B. Cause understand they both got pushed. The only difference is Nicki Minaj was the more talented one compared to Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? So this is where the debate of talent versus popularity comes in. But we'll get deep into that as this video unfolds. Let's go.
What I'm saying is they opened the door for Cardi B and started pushing her on everybody's face so Nicki Minaj could lose the monopoly that she had. And it worked. Although I think comparing Cardi B to Nicki Minaj is blasphemy. I don't think they're even in the same universe. In a lot of ways, you know, by most people, by a lot of people, Cardi B is viewed as Nicki's competition. Obviously, those people put more value on one's popularity rather than one's talent, because ain't no way should Cardi B actually like seriously be compared to Nicki Minaj, like an MC like Nicki. It just it don't go together. Like that's not something that should really happen. But the clip in question was relevant back then and obviously is relevant now, and Nicki Minaj did get a lot of hate for her statements. Like I said, the hate train was in full effect, so I don't think her words got the proper attention due to the fact that, you know, the hate she was facing clouded the message. Recently, we've been talking a lot about the music industry and the current state of it. And, you know, I have a lot of things to say about the current state of the music industry. And honestly, I'll be honest with you, I don't think I'm ever going to run out of things to say about the music industry, especially the things that are going on right now. There's so many things to talk about. There are so many aspects to break down and analyze and dissect. In the words of Nicki Minaj, labels do not care about talent anymore. It's about your popularity. A statement that's so relevant right now.
Well, to be truthful, it's been like that in my eyes for almost 10 years. It's been like that for about 10 years. Not 5, it's been like that 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Because if you paid attention to the shift of the rap game, it went from, you know, again, all the trap music, everybody can, again, and I talked about this in other videos, so I'll leave those videos up if you want to see my other takes on this. But just to put everything in a nutshell, just to put everything in one whole nutshell, the industry is designed nothing but popularity. You know, like I always say in these videos, everybody that a part of the industry ain't nothing but pawns. They have to do something in a certain way in order to get all of the accolades and the accomplishments and the awards and even the money. You know what I'm saying? You have to do something a certain way. Why you think all these rappers coming in, they trying to do all this so-called drill rap that the brothers in Chicago are doing? Because that's the wave. That's the wave. New York trying to do it, and now you got other places trying to do it. Everybody is on that drill wave because that's the wave that's making money. But the problem with that is you still got people who still adore real music, and eventually people get tired. And in this new generation, everything is one track minded, which means you can't do the same thing over and 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 think that people just gonna keep feeding to it. That's why a lot of these rappers ain't selling no tickets, because the popularity is not mixing with the music. You see the disconnect. The music is not mixing with the popularity, and all that is colliding against each other. That's why niggas like Lil Baby ain't selling like they was back in 2020, and other artists is in that same nature. You know what I'm saying? Because you talk about the same stuff over and over without switching it up, and you just kill the whole climate, and everything that you do be for naught. Because as long as they keep pushing these lame ass artists, like a Ice Spice, like a Sexy Red, and all these lame ass male rappers who ain't talking about nothing, the industry is gonna keep on going into a decline. Because eventually you're gonna have to start producing real artists. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Big Crit. Big Crit been in the game over 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Some people would say you'll put Big Crit in the Mount Rushmore of the 2010s with Drake and Kendrick and Cole. Some people wouldn't because he wasn't the most popular out of those three. But he is just as talented as those three. You did what I'm saying? Big Crit has made some of the best music of the last 10 years, in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? He never conformed or switched his style for nobody. He always stayed the same. I mean, he probably done changed music wise, but as far as him being him, he never changed that. He always stayed grounded in what he believes in. You know what I'm saying? And he got a few classic albums and a few classic mixtapes under his belt in the past last of the generations. So I just feel like in my mind, if y'all ain't willing to push an artist like Crit, why is we talking about the music industry and what they going through as a whole? Because this stuff is gonna keep on happening until the industry decides to push real artists rather than just pushing people that can just go viral. But I digress from all of that. Let's keep going.
Oh. And the question is, how come this is a thing? I mean, why is this so acceptable? Like, why is this the industry standard? How come labels put so much stock in an artist's popularity instead of their talent? The simple answer to that is because talent doesn't necessarily sell. Because you could have an artist who's ultra talented, who makes amazing music, and has the potential to become a superstar. The thing about that artist, though, is unless they're coming into the game with a little bit of skin in the game, i.e. tangible, results like an accumulation of streams or clout, these major labels, they're not gonna give that artist a chance.
Facts.
Ain't no way. They're not gonna do it.
Facts.
They're just not gonna do it.
Facts. And that's another thing. Just because you're the most talented person doesn't mean they're gonna give you a shot. You have to be able to transform that into dollars. Because at the end of the day, it's all about money. We can act like, oh, I want this person to do this because he is so talented. Very true. But if your talent can't turn into dollars, it don't mean nothing. And I'm going to give you another example of that. I'm going to choose another rapper. Sexy Red. I'm going to use her. Now, you see how fast her rise is coming? She dropped that song Pound Town when was last year, maybe? Yeah, probably like the end of last year. Or maybe the beginning of this year. She ain't talented by no means of the sort. She is not talented. But that song went viral and it turned into money, which is why she is signed, which is why she's gaining traction. You see what I'm saying? Now, let me use it on another standpoint. Finesse 2 Times. I use Finesse 2 Times as an example. Now, you listen to Finesse, regardless of how you feel about his music, bro can rap. Bro can spit. But he been in the game way before him starting to get hot. But he got locked down. He went to jail for about 5 years. He had to cool off. Got out of jail. First thing he did, drop a First Day Out song. That song took off like hotcakes. Once that took off, plus him being talented in a way, he can actually rap a little bit. He was able to drop 2 songs that went viral, which ended up him getting motion, which ended up him getting signed. So just because you're the most talented in the world doesn't necessarily mean, oh, you're going to blow up. No, you have to know how to capitalize off not just your talent, but off the right time. Because sometimes it takes timing, and not only timing, it takes the right moment and being able to go viral in a way. That's just how the industry is today. Being talented don't mean nothing no more, which is why artist development is dead in hip hop and any other genre. Ain't no such thing as artist development. They don't develop artists no more. You know what I'm saying? They just whoever's the most hottest, whoever's the most popular, we grab them, we put them out there. That's it. I'm gonna let the rest of the video ride. Then I'm gonna go in the video from here. Let's go.
Because the record labels, they're looking for proof of concept. Like, they look at an artist and they say, does the model of this artist that we're looking at right now, does this model work in the marketplace? Can they produce some type of revenue for us if
Facts.
we invest our funds into them? And is there
Facts.
going to be a return on that investment? Since it's called the music business, this shit is strictly business. And so
Find Peter Parker.
My
What's the
bad.
thing on his hand?
You know what? I'm gonna just end the video from right here. Shout out to the brother Blackie Speaks. But I really want to finish the rest of this. So I'm gonna go and finish the rest of this. And then I'm gonna give you my final points of this. So let's go.
of the industry and end up being put on this platform and position to win and elevate themselves further, most times aren't actually the most talented people. They, however, are the most popular out of the bunch and most likely have a lot of connections. You can have the entire package, like I'm saying, the entire package. But if you got less than a certain amount of monthly listeners, you will not get into those rooms. You will not be called to no meetings because you are not valuable to them. The upside is you don't need them to validate you. You don't need them to cultivate a fan base. You don't need their cosign to build an everlasting career with lifelong fans who are going to put money in your pocket until the day you die. You do, however.
I'm gonna stop the video from right here. Shout out to the brother Blackie Speaks on his channel for this video. I will leave all the links down in the description below if you want to check out the video or if you want to check out his channel. Like I said, he been on YouTube for a long time, been doing this for a long time. I salute him, and I'm always a fan, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go in the video like this here. To put everything in a whole nutshell, the industry is designed for popularity only. The way it used to be back in the 80s and the 90s, maybe even the early 2000s, is dead. And you can see it in how the way the music industry is today. It's a reason why there's not been no rap album that went #1 this year. There's a reason why a lot of artists are not selling tickets like they was in years past. People are getting tired of the same old garbage being regurgitated from new artists to new artists to new artists to new artists. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't be Lil Baby. Everybody can't be Dub Baby. And everybody can't be Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, and whoever else. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the rap game, because I'm only specified in the rap game. I feel like the rap game is finna hit a reset. I feel like some new bloods finna come in and finna revamp the whole genre of hip hop as far as mainstream goes. Now, when it comes to the underground is winning in my eyes. Because there's a whole lot of acts from the underground that's been doing their thing. I'm going to give you some examples. Brothers like Larry June, independent. He doing his thing, very different. His style different. Everything about him different. Then you got other female artists who are very different in their style, like Shay Noir. Then you got other lyrical MCs like Bodie James. And, of course, you got that whole Griselda movement, which they not really underground no more, but they still stay core in what makes them what they are. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the whole industry as a whole, as far as like mainstream, is finna go through a reset. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of underground artists is thriving, while a lot of these mainstream artists are suffering because they constantly push the same old regurgitated garbage over and over again. You know what I'm saying? They not trying no more. They just dropping shit just for the sake of dropping it. They ain't putting no feeling in the music. They just making stuff just to say, hey, I got a new song for you, instead of actually putting their heart and their soul into it. In the words of Big Crit, if it don't touch my soul, I can't listen to it. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like the rap game as a whole is finna go to a reset. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I feel about it. So yeah, man, that's the video, man. Shout out to the brother Blackie Speaks for the video, man. I will leave his links down in the description below if you want to if you want to watch the video for yourself. Support his channel and his page. This your boy AJ of the Deep Thought signing off. Peace and one love.